Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 as the year. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2000. In short, we call it as Bankruptcy Code, but actual name is Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Now, before going to this topic, you need to understand the meaning of insolvent and bankrupt. Insolvency and bankruptcy. Who is called insolvent? Insolvent are those who are taken a loan and are not in a position to pay back the debt. We call insolvent or insolvency is a situation in which the person who have taken the loan is not in a position to pay back that debt. Okay. Now what is this bankruptcy? Bankruptcy is a legal proceeding. Bankruptcy is a legal process, and when a person have become insolvent, the legal process to settle an insolvent, either by liquefying his assets, that is what is called, and the court or something, a legal authority will say that this person have become bankrupt, this person have become. So it's basically bankruptcy is a legal proceeding in which either his assets will be liquefied. Liquefied means sold, liquefying a particular person's assets. So these terms are very important. So insolvency is a situation where a person becoming debt. Bankruptcy is a legal proceeding to acquire, or it's not only, so it's a part of a legal proceeding where if it is possible the debtor will acquire his asset, or finally if it is not there, he will be proclaimed as a bankrupt person by a legal authority, mainly by a court. Okay. Now in this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, there are certain terms which you need to be very clear. Okay. One is regarding a term what is called as liquidation. You will come across this term what is called as liquidation. If a bankrupt person, if he is having some asset, then liquefying that asset means converting that asset into cash by selling it off. If it has some land or car or property, liquefying means liquidate and give it to those people who are given loan to that person. So liquidation is a process in which the assets are liquefied and given to the creditor. Okay. Now we will see it, what is this code is all about and what the issue is all about. Now try to understand, in India, in the news which I posted yesterday, that somewhere around a lot of big amount of money is converted, now become a non-performing asset or have become a bad loan. Now just have an idea, if there is lot of bad loans in a country, what are the issue related with bad loan? Do you think that it only affects the creditor? Who is a creditor? An institution which pay, or an individual or an institution which pay, give loan. Do you think that this, for a country only creditor will get affected? No. Why? You as a debtor, or you as a new customer, if you want to purchase a loan, your interest rate will have an influence over this creditor's loss also. Already when I discussed regarding monetary transmission, I told you one thing, bank is complaining that, what, to the RBI, we can't reduce lending rate. Why? Because we are having lot of bad loans. So I am not going to that part. So what we need to do is we have to liquefy. So in India there are lot of bad loans and lot of fund is got stuck up. Now it is not only affecting the banking sector or the credit institutions, it is also affecting the business also, in the sense that, see, if a business have failed, now our this bankruptcy or the insolvency, our insolvency process in India is so, it takes long time. The insolvency process in India is taking long time. We have seen years and years in which the creditor is also not getting benefited, the business also can't run this business, and it affects this, the insolvency process in India affects both the creditor and also the debtor. To solve this issue, the government have come up by streamlining all the earlier process by what is called as a single code, what is called as Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Now, what is the speciality of this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code is that it has come up with a process. It has come up with a process what is called as insolvency resolution process. It's very important. This you will come across several times. It has come up with a process what is called as insolvency IRP. This term is very important. You will come across. What is this process? Insolvency resolution process. It's a process to resolve insolvency. Sorry. So how you can resolve an insolvency? Normally in India, when a person become insolvent, what we do generally? We don't give him a chance. We take over his assets and stop his business. But this code says otherwise. It's not only that way. First we will give the debtor or the individual or the businessman who have taken the loan for a revival. So first thing is under this process is a revival package or revival plan or resolvency plan or restructure plan will be given. First a plan will be given. See, as per this process, under the insolvency resolution process, a restructuring plan will be made. So what is this restructure plan? Whether the business can be revived so that he can pay back the debt he has taken. So that plan will be made, and if this plan fails only, then only it will suggest under the process to go for liquidification. Okay, so there is a first will be given a chance that if this business can be revived or not. If it is not, then it will go for liquidation. So under this code, the most important thing about this code is this will create a group of professionals. Under this code, we require a lot of new professionals who are called as IR professionals. What is that IR? Insolvency resolution professionals have to be set up. So now, so under this resolution process, as part of this, so this restructuring plan will be made by this professional, insolvency resolution professional. It's not the creditor, it's not the debtor who prepare the plan, restructure plan. It is a neutral resolvency professional who look into the businesses and see it, what is the reason for the financial distress? Why this? What is the reason for the distress of this company? What is the reason for this financial distress? You will find out the reason. Now see, there are two common reason. One is genuine reason. Other is like what has happened in relation to Malia's case, where he has taken diverted the money for some other purposes. Okay, now this restructure plan is only for genuine reason, or for case of Malayalam case, then this fellow will say that liquefy his asset and go for criminal action. So wider power have been given to this professional, insolvency resolution professional under this code. So in this code, so we will talk first in relation to a genuine debtor who had taken the loan and due to financial distress he is not in a position to pay back the loan, and now he has become an insolvent. Okay, now once he has become an insolvent, the process will begin. Now try to understand before who can initiate this process. Who can initiate this resolution process? It can be both from the creditor side and it can be both from the debtor side. Don't think that this resolution process can be initiated only by the creditor, the person who are given loan. No, it can be given both by, this process can be initiated either by the creditor or by the debtor. So here we have followed this US bankruptcy law. In US bankruptcy law, the chapter 11 of, it's very important, chapter 11 of US bankruptcy law says that when a company become bankrupt, the first thing in US what they will do is, they will try to it's not to wind up, the first aim in US law is that how you can revive this business. Now if they feel that it's not possible to revive it, then only they will suggest for going for liquidation. Okay. Now so in this new code, this resolution process can be initiated either by creditor or by the debtor. Now once this resolution process starts, so this application will be given to an authority. This application has to be given to an authority, what is called as adjudicating. There will be an adjudicating authority will be there. They have to approve. Once the adjudicating authority approve it, so there are basically two people adjudicating authority are there. In the case of companies, it is National Company Law Tribunal. In the case of company, National Company Law Tribunal is the adjudicating authority to decide whether this application have to be accepted or not, insolvency resolution process. In the case of individual, it is Debt Recovery Tribunal. We will discuss these things under bad loans. Now I am just discussing only bankruptcy code. You have an idea about bankruptcy code because there will be a lot of news related with bankruptcy code. You will have an idea. Okay. Now, so insolvency resolution process can be initiated by either by the creditor or by the debtor. Now UPSC will ask like this: under the bankruptcy code, insolvency resolution process can be initiated only by the creditor. So when you see the only, underline it and mark it wrong, you will get the answer. So be very clear. That's only, see, it's not only about understanding the concept, it's also, I am telling again and again, it's also important how UPSC ask a question. Okay, so be very clear, this process can be initiated either by the debtor or by the creditor, and once this is accepted by the adjudicating authority, this process will start, and the process will start by appointing an insolvency resolution professional, and this professional will come up with a revival or restructuring plan, and under this plan, again the main important point about this code is this resolution plan is having a time limit. This process, this restructuring plan have to be made and approved within a time limit, and that time limit is very, very, very important. The time limit to finish this process, insolvency process, resolution process is 180 days. It's very, very important. In 180 days, the professional have to come up with a plan and it should get approved. It should get approved. Now who will give approval? Who will give? Here another person. So many institutions will come into picture. Be very clear what is their function, what they do. One is, we already discussed about adjudicating authority. Second, I am going to discuss is about committee of creditors. There will be a committee of creditors. Now try to understand that a person might have taken loan from either from a single bank or from several banks. Like in the case of Malia, we don't know how. It's very difficult. I think he has taken loan from all the banks. Okay, so in that case there will be a committee of creditors will be there. Now when we talk about committee of creditors, we are talking about here it is only, now again before going to committee of creditors, try to understand that the code talks about two types of creditors. The code talks about two types of creditors. Just understand the meaning of all these terms. One is financial creditor, one is financial creditor, other is operational creditor. Creditor can be two types, financial creditor and operational creditor. What do you mean by financial creditor? The creditor who give money in finance, that's person who give directly loan. Banks are financial creditor. NBFC are financial creditor. Now who are operational creditors? Now take the case of Malia itself. It's very easy to understand. Take the case of Malia. SBI, HDFC all are financial creditors. Now Malia has a airline. What is that? Kingfisher Airline. Now in Kingfisher Airline, what they do, they get services from catering. See, if you have noticed one thing, in every airline they will give you food. Okay, now that food is not produced by Malia, he has taken from some other caterers. Now they will be giving this food as credit. They are not giving financial, but they are providing food. Then they will be providing different services. Okay, not only caterers, now other people. So this caterers are what? For Kingfisher Airline are what? They are operational creditors. They are creditor. Malia have to pay them back. Malia owes them money. But they are not financial creditors. They are what? They are operational creditors. Similarly, under this code, even the workmen, you have seen that the Kingfisher Airline staff they are trying say that we have not get salary for the last 1 year or 2 years. Now again the Malia is have to pay money to these people also. So the workmen also they have been brought under that category, operational creditor category. They have to pay them salary, but the company which have become default is not paying them. So generally, just for keep this in mind, generally financial creditors are those who have given credit directly through direct finance. They have done direct financing. Other, it is not direct financing. They have performed some operations. So in the case of caterers, they have given them food. The people, they have performed their work like that. Okay. So be very clear. When I talk about the committee of creditors which approve this restructure plan, it is not operational creditor. It is only financial creditor. So there will be a committee of financial creditor. There will be a committee of financial creditor which have to approve the restructure plan prepared by the insolvency resolution professional. And for the approval, it requires 75% of financial creditors approval. 75%. Now when we say 75%, it's not in terms of number, it's in terms of loan amount, credit amount. If the person have taken 100 crore as loan, the bank which have given 75 crore as loan, once that number is there, then if they are agreeing with the restructure plan, if the 75% of the financial creditors are agreeing with the restructure plan, then they will go for restructuring, and the individual or company which have become bankrupt, they will get one more chance to revive their business. But if within this 180 days, if the 75% of the financial creditor don't approve the plan, then the company will go for liquidation. The company will go for liquidation. And so within 180 days, things will be clear. Either revival plan will be ready or it will go for liquidation. But there are exceptional cases. In exceptional cases, that is in rare cases, this 180 days process may be extended for 90 more days. So there is an exceptional cases are there. For exceptional cases another 90 days is given, another 90 days will be given, another 90 days will be given, but not in every case. Now try to understand during this time, during this insolvency resolution process time, it will be a calm period, in the sense that it will be a cooling period, in the sense that during the resolution process time, the bank will not trouble the debtor. The bank or the creditor will not make any claim. Getting the point? During this process, and he can run the business. Now what has happened, generally what will happen normally during as a part of bankruptcy process, the bank will wind up the business, the business person also can't make any money, the bank will not get any interest. So here and during this process, during this 180 days, the bank will not make any claim, but rather bank will monitor this professional and approve his plan or not. Once they approve the plan, then as there will be provision how to pay back the debt and all these things, and if they are not approving the plan, go for liquidation, and within quick time the bank will get the required once the fund once it get liquefies. So this is the process. This is the process in which how this code will deal with insolvency resolution. Now here the interesting fact is how it will get liquidated. So here the terms which we have learned, like secured and unsecured lenders, have become very important. When it liquefies, there is an order. There is an order in which the people will get. See, once an asset is liquefied, who will get the money first? The money will be first for the operational cost. See, there will be a cost involved in relation to this insolvency resolution process. A cost involved there. There will be cost involved in relation to liquidation process. So first the amount have to be settled for this resolution and liquidation process. Then the secured lenders. See, now regarding secured lenders, try to understand that a bank which is having the property of this debtor as part of the liquidation process is ready to give that property, so that let him be given the first liquidation share. So let him solve him first. Then after that, the workmen who have not received 24-month salary have to be paid. Then unsecured financial lenders. Then only government dues come. This is a difference. Say earlier government claimed their share first, but in this case first secured financial lender or creditor, then workmen along. So workmen is also having equal right, then followed by unsecured lender, then only government share, finally only operational creditor will come. After the government, only operational creditor will come. Now regarding the operational creditor, why the operational creditor have been given last priority? Because we don't know the relationship between the debtor and the operational creditor. The operational creditor might be his friend. That will be an understanding that, oh, I owe you this, so first I will give you and settle this money and go back. You are getting the point? So there will be an understanding between the, so in order to avoid that, in order to avoid such type of issue, first the dues will be given to the financial creditors and the workmen, and finally only to the operational creditor if there is any balance. Okay, so this is one angle to the issue. One angle to the issue is that, so by doing so, two things will happen in relation to India. One is, you might have heard about World Bank Ease of Doing Business ranking. In the two area we rank very poorly. One is resolving insolvency. India's rank India's rank in resolving insolvency is very poor. Now, as per the latest, it is 136, resolving insolvency. Second is enforcing contract. We are very poor in enforcing contract. So, since we are very poor in enforcing contract, that's why even it took years and years to finish an bankruptcy case. Okay, so with this code, with the introduction of this code, what will result is, it may result in India's rank in ease of doing business improving, because there will be an improvement in resolving insolvency and the other enforcing contract indicator in the World Bank report. So that is from your mains point of view, you have to write in relation to, so it will result, so bankruptcy code results in ease of doing business in India. Okay. Second is, so that is one angle. If you come back to the insolvency resolution process, now try to understand, we have adjudicating authorities, we have insolvency resolution professional. Now, to control the resolution professional, there are insolvency resolution agencies. Now, three people are very important here. One is professional. Now, try to understand the quality and the morality of this professional is very important. He should have high ethical standard. Who? This professional. So we have, one is insolvency resolution professional, two insolvency resolution agencies. There are agencies, basically they are non-profit organization which control the, which have a control over the professional. Then one other vital utility, what we call as information utilities. Their information is very important. The information utilities give the exact financial information of that company and related thing. So the professional, when he make a plan, when he try to revive it, the information given by the information utility is very important, key. If the information utility is not giving a correct information, then the resolution process may get affected. So information utility, they basically give financial information. They will look into the financial information of that company, what is the reason for their financial distress, all the details will be given by them. So information utility, professionals, agencies, all are important. Okay. Now, in order to regulate these three bodies and agencies, we have a new regulator. A new regulator, what is called as Insolvency Board. Sorry, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, IBBI. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. What is their function? The function is to regulate these three people. Now recently the government have set up a 5-member committee with the chairman with a 5-year term. Now they are saying that they will add 5 more people and it will become a 10-member body. So many information you will get in relation to this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Now regarding this process and all these things, just have an idea. Now try to understand what changes this will bring. It will speedily quickly resolve bankruptcy cases, and that will result in a lot of bad loans which got stuck up, released and liquefied and went to the system. It will not only help in improving the banking system, it will also help this businessman also. Once he is free from his debt, he can start the new business, and that will again result in better, more businessmen coming into the sector. And not only that, then the bank will be ready. When the bank feels that we have a better insolvency resolution process, bank will take more courage to give loan, especially for this new startup era. Now see, we are living in a new startup era where so many new companies coming with startup ideas. Now the problem is that very few startups get initial fund. bank loan, because there is risk involved in it. Now this bankruptcy code will help this new startup institutions or companies to get sufficient fund, because bank will not hesitate, because they knows that okay, if they default also there is no problem, we have a strong bankruptcy code, and then their asset they'll get back very quickly. Okay, so in generally by just have an idea about what this code is all about, how it will impact India. It is good for the creditor, it is good for the debtor, it is good for the workman, especially for a company, it is good for the economy. Why? It will result in ease of doing business, it will result in the locked money or bad loans liquefying into coming to the system and injecting liquidity, and thereby the lending rate will come down. So all in for the economy, along with GST, which I will be discussing separately, along with GST reform, bankruptcy code is again a major reform taken by this government, which may result in, if it is properly implemented, economic growth of the nation. So this way you have to answer the main question. If the question has been asked, you have to link. You don't link only from the banking sector point of view. You have to link how it will result in the economic growth of the nation, how it will result in ease of doing business in India, by mentioning these points. That is, it will result in improving the resolving insolvency rank. It will have a better impact on enforcing contract, because once this contract has been enforced properly, this law will become, or this code will become successful. So just have an idea, and then you'll, I think by tomorrow you'll get the study material. You just go and read it and have an idea. And again I'm telling, now lot of news will come. That's very important in relation to this insolvency code. Now once you read that article, you will be able to understand properly. Okay.